Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. So recently I did a video on build plates and people are loving these build plates and I know I'm sure loving them. We're playing the summer offensive coming up today. It officially starts tomorrow, but we might get a couple turns in today. People are be arriving. Not sure. I haven't kept track of everybody, but everyone is arriving today. But when we do, we're going to be using those build plates. The ones that I showed you were World War One, and I've got some World War. We've got two of these sets of World War Two build plates, and just loving them. Like they lots of room on them and everything. So we'll be using those at the summer offensive. And if you've got yourself a set yet, then you know how cool they are. But I've got something that I think is even cooler than that. And, well, at least as cool anyway. And that's the new task force markers at HBG. So let's take a look at them. There's a couple of sets. And these are going to be both World War One sets that you see. Okay, so you take a look at them there. Now, just like the build plates, we faded them a little bit so that you could see what's on them. And that's important because on your task force markers especially, you want to be able to look across the table and see what is in that territory or that C zone. What the really cool thing is though, is these things here. I love these things. They're going to stand out on the board. They're just beautiful. And you can see they've got different numbers on them. Now this set here with the flags, you're going to be able to get from 1 to 9. So if you wanted more than that, then you can order more than that. But there will be a set available, and of course the set, buying them in a set is going to be a little cheaper than buying them individually. But you can buy as many as you want, right? So 1 to 9, and they'll all look just like that. And this fall, sometime this fall, I believe, we'll probably have the World War II set out. This is the World War I set, of course. But yeah, we'll have World War II. Now, these are really neat. I love these, like I said. But you know what's even cooler than that is this set over here. These are beautiful. So these ones, same thing, but there's pictures on them. Like, let me just get in close here. And again, we faded the pictures a little bit so that it would be easier to see the pieces that are on there. So just gorgeous. And I know Doug and I scoured the internet looking for pictures to use for World War One. And when you look at them, most of the pictures that you see are pictures of units that are posing or something. You don't really see too many, like here even, they're just, they're taking a break. You don't see too many pictures where there's actually fighting, like this one up here, they're fighting. But you think about that though. I mean, remember the cameras they had back then? Those huge cameras where the guy had to crawl underneath a hood, and you know, like how do you set that up on a battlefield without getting shot about 10 times, right? So anyway, that's why you said the most of the World War One pictures you see are not, you know, in the heat of battle, right? And you can see like there's some for ships, right? And then there's lots of land ones. I mean, you can use them for whatever you want, but there's for naval and for land battles, right? Again, you'll be able to buy these individually, but there's not going to be 9 of them for each one because we don't have as many pictures. But there will be more than what you see here. And this set here is an actual set. So Robert and I, the other designer for the 1914 game, we recommended to Doug what you would need, like Austria-Hungary would need 2, right? And Germany would need 3. So this is probably all you'll need, but you can go with more than that. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but these stands are different than these stands, right? Most of the ones that I've been using are these stands. Here, let me just show you those without that on there. So there's the 2 stands, right? One is like an L where the hole is in the back of it, and the other one has the hole in the middle of it. And you're going to get both of those with these things. So there should be one of each for each one of the flags that you buy, right? And yeah, the reason for that, like these ones here, if it was just like this, these L ones, they tip a little bit easier than these ones do, right? Like these ones are hard to tip. And as you know, you don't want to be tipping them on your board because you could knock over a lot of stuff. But these ones will tip over easily. However, that's not how you're supposed to use those ones. The reasons we have the L ones is so you could put a unit on them, right? Like that. Now, if it was me and I was doing it, I would glue a unit on there, right? So here, let's just move it off there so you can see this a little better. Let's move it over here. So there you go. Like you glue the unit on there, and then of course it's not going to fall over because it's weighted on that L, right? Now the other thing is, like here's a naval one. So you could take your favorite ship and you could glue one of those down on there, right? If I did, of course, I wouldn't have the yellow on there. That just tells me that that's a cruiser, right? This is the Minotaur cruiser. I think this is a Mark IV tank. But, you know, like I would just paint it in the right colors and that would be my task force marker if you chose to go that way. Now, you can use any unit you want, right? Like you could use some type of infantry unit. Like let's say you want to have, this is over in India. So you could glue the Indian soldier down if you had some custom infantry. Or, you know, like here's a guy from South Africa, you know, another type of British troop. How about some Aussies? You get an Aussie soldier on there. You know, just glue your favorite infantry sculpt or tank or artillery or whatever kind of sculpt you want on there. And of course, once the World War II ones come out, there's a lot of options for that, right? I mean, you can glue just about anything. There's a lot more units, a lot more tanks and everything. So that's pretty cool that you get these L bracket ones and you can do that. I think I'm going to go with these other ones myself, but I like them both. Like what I would recommend is that you don't glue these on here. You don't have to glue them down, right? Like they're pretty snug and they, you know, like they're not coming off of there, right? So you can try them one way and then, oh, you know what, let's just try them the other way, see what I think, right? Maybe don't glue the piece down on them and try that for a game. And if you really like that, then glue the piece down and use the L bracket, right? One thing that I did notice that I had to do though was just clean up the inside of those a little bit because they're really snug in there, right? So I just took a tiny little file and I filed out that hole just a little bit, just so these fit in a little bit easier. But who knows, maybe that's just the ones that I got. But anyway, I really, really love these. These are one of my favorite products that HBG has come out with because I think that they're just so cool, right? Like here, let's just put this down somewhere on the board. Let's put them in Egypt. We got a tank in Egypt. There we go. So there you go. You got your tank in Egypt, and then you got this down on the side with a whole bunch of units on it, and there's your task force marker, right? Just love it. It's they're gorgeous. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to show you today. They should be on the website, so you can check there for pricing. Like I said, buying them individually will be a little bit more expensive than buying a set of them. But yeah, like buy a set, and if you play the game, and if you think you need more, then buy a couple of individual ones, right? Maybe you want more Russian ones. There's only one Russian one in the set. But there is an expanded Europe for the 1914 map, so you might not need that many of them, right? Because the territories are going to be bigger than they are on this map. This is just a playtest map here, right? But you might not need as many as you think. So like I said, buy a set of these and play the game and see what you think. And look for the World War II ones to come out in the fall. So that's all I got for you today, folks. From the War Room in Prince George, British Columbia, take care. General Hand Grenade out.